Hello everyone, and welcome to my SW Update 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives Kody Brown's ultimate cruel act toward Meri. Sister Wives viewers have seen Kody Brown treat Meri horrendously over the years. In season 19, Meri is sharing her side of the story more than ever. However, viewers were able to catch glimpses of his sinister behavior even in previous seasons. While fans eagerly await the next episode, Reddit threads are alive and teeming with viewers' discussions. A viewer recently posted a video of Meri Brown describing how Kody treated her poorly, even in the 1990s, in a thread. Kody Brown completely forgot Meri one Christmas. This was so sad for Meri. Why did she put up with this? A Sister Wives viewer posted on Reddit. They uploaded a clip demonstrating yet another example of Kody's cruelty. Meri explains at the outset that Kody was always very kind to Christine when she joined the family. She goes on to explain that on one of the earliest Christmases that they had with the third wife, Kody showered her in presents. However, he completely seemed to forget Meri existed. "Nothing for me," Meri continued as Robin grimaced. "Not one gift. I remember at the end, Janelle was like, 'Oh, there's something in my room.' And Kody's like, 'Oh yeah. And so he runs out and grabs this hoodie and just hands it to me," she adds in the confessional. Too little, too late. Come on, Kody. You didn't do well that year. Not for me, anyway. I don't remember that, but that's a place where sometimes resentments build, Kody defended himself in his own confessional. Yeah, there was a Christmas in Wyoming where I got tons of presents from Kody and he didn't get Meri anything, Christine confirmed in the next scene. I remember asking him, "Why didn't you get Meri anything?" And he's like, "Well, you had that gift certificate that you were giving her." And I'm like, "That doesn't mean that you don't get her anything. You still need to get her something, she's your wife." In a moment that has sparked both amusement and deeper reflection among Sister Wives viewers, Robin Brown's inadvertent slip-up, where she referred to her kids as the core of the Brown family, has opened up a multifaceted discussion about the evolving dynamics within one of reality TV's most scrutinized families, revealing layers of meaning that extend far beyond a simple verbal misstep. In the episode in question, Robin, who has long been portrayed as the stabilizing force in a family often defined by conflict and complicated relationships, appears to have misspoken during an off-the-cuff remark about what holds the family together. Rather than attributing the family's strength solely to the long-standing bonds between its adult members or the influence of the patriarch Kody Brown, her comment unexpectedly highlighted her children as being central to the family's identity, a statement that, while seemingly innocuous, resonated with fans who have been debating the true essence of family unity within the Brown household. For many viewers, this slip-up is emblematic of a deeper, evolving understanding of what it means to be a family in the modern age, particularly in a plural marriage where multiple parental figures and shifting loyalties complicate traditional roles. By referring to her kids as the core, Robin inadvertently underscored the notion that despite all the external drama, legal battles, divorces, and public feuds, the children remain the central, enduring force that unites the family regardless of who holds the title of wife or ex-wife. There has been a lot of online discussion about this moment, with fans delving into the implications of her words. Some say that it shows a sincere recognition of the intrinsic value and stability that the children provide in an otherwise volatile environment, while others say it could have been a deliberate comment meant to subtly shift the narrative away from the constant fights and toward a more unifying, if idealized, view of family life. Robin's statement invites viewers to consider how, in a family as multifaceted as the Browns, the children not only inherit the legacy of their parents' choices but also serve as the living embodiment of hope and continuity, a fact that has often been overlooked amid the sensational drama that has come to define the show. Over the years, Sister Wives has chronicled the ups and downs of a family system that defies conventional norms, showcasing how the bonds among the children, formed in an environment of both love and conflict, can serve as a counterbalance to the destructive tendencies of power struggles among the adults. In this context, Robin's slip-up may be seen as a moment of unintended clarity, a reminder that beneath the veneer of scandal and personal ambition lies a deeper truth, that the future of any family, no matter how fractured, rests on the well-being and unity of its youngest members. Critics of the show have long pointed to the disproportionate focus on adult conflicts, legal wranglings, and the incessant battles over shared assets, arguing that these narratives often overshadow the more enduring, if less dramatic, bonds that exist between parents and children. Thus, when Robin casually refers to her kids as the core of the Brown family, it challenges the viewer to reframe the discussion, prompting questions about what truly matters in a family and whether the relentless pursuit of power and control among the adults might ultimately be hollow if it comes at the expense of nurturing the next generation. Moreover, this remark comes at a time when the family itself appears to be in a state of flux, with recent seasons documenting shifts in relationships, the departure of several former wives, and ongoing struggles over financial and custody issues that have left many wondering what the true foundation of the Brown legacy is. In a sense, Robin's words resonate as a quiet, yet powerful, manifesto that calls for a reassessment of priorities, a suggestion that while the drama of marital discord and legal battles may dominate the headlines, the heartbeat of the family is found in the laughter, resilience, and growth of its children. In interviews and confessional segments throughout the series, Robin has often been depicted as the calm mediator who, despite facing her own share of challenges, consistently works to shield the younger generation from the worst excesses of familial dysfunction. Her inadvertent use of the term core may well be a slip of the tongue, but it inadvertently captures a truth that many have sensed all along, that the children, who have grown up amid the turbulence of a high-profile lifestyle, represent a continuity that transcends the temporary conflicts of adulthood. They are, in a manner of speaking, the silent survivors and the carriers of the family's legacy, embodying a promise of renewal and the possibility of a future where the mistakes of the past can be corrected through love, stability, and a commitment to change. This realization has sparked a wave of support from her fans, many of whom interpret her words as a call to focus on the well-being of the next generation rather than getting caught up in the never-ending conflict between adults. This viewpoint has become increasingly common as viewers become more critical of the exploitation of personal drama for ratings. Some fans have praised Robin for accidentally highlighting what they believe to be the true strength of the Brown family, while others remain skeptical, suggesting that the error might simply be a byproduct of the stress and fatigue that come from being under constant public scrutiny. Discussions about this very moment have been rife on social media platforms. Regardless of the varying interpretations, one thing is clear: Robin's comment has served as a catalyst for a broader conversation about family, legacy, and the true meaning of unity in an environment that often prioritizes spectacle over substance. It forces both the family and its audience to confront uncomfortable questions about what holds them together when the glitter of public life fades and all that remains are the lasting bonds that can only be forged through shared experience and mutual care. As the series continues to evolve and as the Brown family navigates its own internal transformations, moments like these may offer a glimmer of hope, a reminder that beneath the layers of conflict, scandal, and media manipulation, there exists an unbreakable thread of continuity in the form of the children, who, through their growth and perseverance, may ultimately represent the most authentic, unadulterated expression of the family's true essence. In this light, Robin's slip-up is not merely an embarrassing gaffe but a poignant reflection of the complex reality of life in a modern, non-traditional family, where every word carries weight and every unintended remark can spark a profound re-examination of what truly matters. Whether viewed as an honest moment of vulnerability or as a calculated remark gone awry, the fact remains that her words have struck a chord with an audience eager for genuine, heartfelt storytelling, a storytelling that recognizes that beyond the chaos of legal battles, divorces, and endless family feuds, the enduring, unspoken love of a family is ultimately defined by the strength, resilience, and hope embodied in its youngest members, who are, perhaps, the only true core that can withstand the trials of time and the relentless pressures of a life lived under the ever-watchful eye of reality television. In this ongoing saga of transformation, redemption, and the search for authenticity, Robin Brown's inadvertent revelation serves as both a mirror and a beacon, a mirror reflecting the deep, often hidden truths of a family that has long been caught between public expectation and private pain, and a beacon that calls on all those involved to look beyond the superficial drama and to focus on what truly sustains them, the unwavering, if often overlooked, love of the children who form the very heart Of the Brown legacy. The true motivation behind Kody Brown's recent tree-chopping spree has sparked intense debate among fans and industry insiders alike. It has emerged as a multifaceted symbol of personal reinvention and strategic maneuvering within the turbulent sister-wives world. It reveals layers of meaning that go far beyond landscaping to discuss control, legacy, and the ongoing redefinition of family identity in a high-stakes reality television universe. For those who have been closely following the Brown family saga over the years, Kody's decision to clear large areas of wooded land has come to represent a deliberate, almost cathartic effort to remove remnants of a past marred by chaos and unresolved conflicts, an effort to reshape not only his physical environment but also the symbolic landscape of his family's collective narrative. This physical act may appear to be a straightforward act of property maintenance or an attempt to beautify his surroundings. Observers note that Kody's actions coincide with a period of intense internal restructuring following a series of public legal battles, divorces, and contentious disputes over assets that have left the family's future in a state of uncertainty. Kody's frequent public references to the need for fresh starts and new beginnings in the midst of the ongoing conflict with his ex-wives underline the assertion made by many of his fans that he is regaining control over the legacy of his plural marriage by cutting down trees. In this context, each tree that falls can be seen as a symbolic sacrifice, an offering to the idea of renewal that Kody desperately clings to even as his actions continue to fuel controversy. The act is both physical and metaphorical, an attempt to strip away the overgrowth of past grievances and to create space for a new vision of the family, one that repositions him as the central authority figure determined to steer the narrative in his favor, even if that means erasing elements of the natural, organic history that once defined the property and, by extension, the family's shared past. People.com. Moreover, insiders have suggested that this tree-chopping endeavor is not merely an impulsive decision born out of anger or frustration but is part of a larger, carefully orchestrated plan to prepare the land for future development, perhaps to build a new structure or facility that will consolidate Kody's remaining assets in the wake of asset division disputes that have long plagued the Brown family. The clearing of trees could also be seen as a way to assert dominance over the property, signaling to his family and the public that he is taking definitive action to reshape his environment in a way that aligns with his own ambitions, regardless of the emotional cost to those who have been marginalized in previous decisions. This practical justification is intertwined with the symbolic. In interviews and confessional segments, Kody has alluded to the idea that the property needs to be revitalized and that the natural overgrowth has become an impediment to progress, a view that, while ostensibly pragmatic, has been met with skepticism by critics who see it as yet another instance of Kody's unilateral decision-making and his tendency to prioritize his own vision over the collective well-being of his family. This act of cutting down trees is seen by many as illustrative of the larger patterns of behavior that have characterized his tenure as the patriarch of the Brown family. These patterns include a consistent refusal to engage in open, inclusive dialogue about shared assets and plans for the future, as well as a willingness to use physical labor as a means of asserting control and demonstrating strength. The imagery of a man wielding an axe, determinately cutting away at a forest that once symbolized both shelter and natural beauty, resonates with fans as a powerful metaphor for the way Kody has, over the years, tried to carve out a new identity in a landscape that has been repeatedly reshaped by conflict, loss, and the relentless pressures of fame. This contrast, between the unyielding force of nature and the calculated, sometimes destructive drive of human ambition, has fueled a lot of the debate. Supporters say that Kody's actions are a necessary, if painful, step toward reclaiming control over a legacy that has been defined by chaos for a long time. On the other hand, opponents say that the move is a sign that he continues to be unable to honor the natural bonds of family and the deep emotional roots that have supported his ex. Further complicating the narrative is the fact that the trees themselves have come to represent different things to different members of the Brown family. For some, they are relics of a once verdant past that provided stability and continuity, while for others, they are obstacles to progress, physical manifestations of the clutter and chaos that have long hindered the family's ability to move forward in a cohesive manner. In this light, Kody's decision to chop down trees is not just a matter of property management, it is a calculated effort to redefine what the family's land will signify in the future, to erase the physical evidence of a shared history that has become too painful to bear, and to create a blank canvas upon which a new, hopefully more harmonious, narrative can be painted. His actions can be interpreted as a desperate attempt to reposition himself as the visionary leader of a new family structure that is willing to make difficult, sometimes contentious choices in the pursuit of a future free of the burdens of the past. Yet, as many fans have pointed out, the very act of chopping down trees carries with it the risk of irreversibly altering not only the physical landscape but also the delicate balance of relationships that has long defined the Brown family. By eliminating elements that were once a source of comfort and continuity, Kody may inadvertently be severing ties to a natural legacy that cannot be easily restored, leaving his family, particularly his children, to grapple with the consequences of a decision that is as symbolic as it is practical. Critics have also questioned whether this move is truly about progress or if it is simply another manifestation of Kody's ongoing need to assert control through dramatic, attention-grabbing actions, a pattern that has, over time, alienated many of those who once looked up to him as a unifying force. In a series of online discussions, fans had debated whether the chopping down of trees might be an overreaction to pressure from within the family or if it is, in fact, a long-planned strategy to consolidate power and redefine the boundaries of what the Brown property will become in a new era of legal and personal reconfigurations. Some argue that Kody's actions are indicative of a broader shift in his personality, a transformation from the once dubbed charming patriarch into a more ruthless, singular figure whose decisions increasingly reflect a prioritization of his own interests over the collective good, a change that many believe has been catalyzed by the legal battles, divorces, and internal conflicts that have rocked the family in recent years. Yahoo.com. Whether his intentions are driven by a genuine desire to improve the functionality and aesthetic of the property or by a more calculated need to erase painful memories and assert a final, uncompromising form of control remains a point of contention among fans. However, what is clear is that the symbolism of the act, the removal of a natural, enduring element from a landscape that has long served as a metaphor for stability and continuity, cannot be overlooked. For Kody, each tree that falls may represent not only the physical clearance of space but also the severing of old ties and the forced abandonment of traditions that, in a family built on shared history and mutual sacrifice, hold profound emotional significance. The repercussions of this decision are likely to be felt not just in the immediate aftermath of the physical work on the property but also in the long-term evolution of the family's dynamic, as the active transformation that Kody has initiated forces all members of the Brown family to confront the uncomfortable reality that the past cannot simply be erased by swinging an axe, no matter how determined the effort may be. In the end, the real reason behind Kody Brown's chopping down of trees appears to be a confluence of factors, a blend of practical considerations, such as preparing the land for potential development or sale, and deeply personal motivations, including the desire to assert control, to symbolize a break from a painful past, and to reclaim a sense of authority that has been steadily eroded by years of internal conflict and external scrutiny. This multifaceted action, with its mix of symbolism and tangible impact, encapsulates the paradox at the heart of the sister-wives narrative, a family defined by both the raw beauty of its unconventional bonds and the harsh realities of its internal disarray, where every act of transformation is fraught with both hope and the risk of further disintegration. As fans and critics continue to dissect Kody's latest move, the discussion has evolved into a broader reflection on the nature of change, the inevitability of personal and familial evolution, and the difficult choices that must be made when the past, in all its complexity and pain, demands to be confronted in order for a new, more stable future to emerge, a future that, for Kody and his family, may depend as much on the careful balancing of legacy and ambition as it does on the bold, and sometimes brutal, acts of renewal that define their every move. Ultimately, the chopping down of trees by Kody Brown is a microcosm of the larger struggles,